Hello, hi, it's 2025, which means that it's time to recap the things that I made in 2024. I wasn't really planning on doing this kind of video, but I asked on my page if you guys wanted to see it, and there was an overwhelming response in the affirmative or the I don't mind, do whatever you want. So here we are. But I'm not going to recap literally everything I made. I'm going to focus on the things that were maybe really big wins or not as good projects, or like things that really taught me a lot, or things that I'm just really super proud of that I made. I tried to write a list of all the things that I made and I couldn't. I lost interest in writing that list because it turns out that there was just a lot of stuff that I made. Some of these are stuff that you can actually go watch videos on my channel if you feel so inclined. Some of the things I'm going to show you today are things that I didn't share for YouTube because sometimes you just got to do stuff for yourself, because making content for YouTube and sewing stuff and making stuff just adds a whole other layer of like pressure and stress. Sometimes if your hobby becomes kind of your job, it loses that kind of fun appeal. I wrote a script, I wrote a list, I can't remember what's gonna start, so let's just go consult the computer. Okay, I'm gonna start off with the things that I'm gonna call the happy accidents, which are things that I made for my wardrobe that I wasn't really expecting to get so much wear out of, but that I wear all the time. The first one is this little top that is inspired by Rachel Metz. She wears these cute little tops while she does her DIY projects, and I just think they're really cute. I had some leftover fabric from when I made this, from when I duped like a dish dress, and all I did was cut a very similar shape to the one that I made out of my pink t-shirt in like I flipped some projects. This one is very similar, except that rather than have a twist at the front, it has a little ring. And I wear this a lot. I wear this around the house a lot. I don't wear it in public that often because it's a bit stretchy and like, I don't wear a bra with it. So sometimes I'm like, oh, is that appropriate? I don't know. And yeah, massive win. Great way to use up a little remnant piece of fabric. Another thing that was kind of a happy accident that was actually a video that I made was this navy shirt. This navy linen shirt. I hacked it from a pattern that my mum had, and I really love it and I get a lot of wear out of it. It's really versatile because it's quite a heavyweight fabric and the color makes it feel more formal and more grown up. So I actually wear this quite a lot in winter, and on a kind of cooler summer day or transitional spring phase day, then I wear this. The only thing that I don't love is that it's actually kind of too big for me, and I'm a bit too lazy to take it in because that means that I would have to undo like the bias on the armholes and stuff. So I may end up adding a bit of a tie or something to the back just to kind of cinch in the waist a little bit. Another couple of things that I made that turned out to be real wins for my wardrobe, especially for stuff that I'm just like wearing around the house because I like to be comfy when I'm at home. And this is one of the 2 pairs of Hour of Power pants that I made when I was pattern testing for Gracie Steele. I don't think she's released this pattern yet, but basically it is a pair of pants that you can make literally in an hour. This pair was the second one I made, and it took me probably about 45 minutes from cutting out to finishing, which is crazy. It's just, again, some remnant fabric that I had from another dress that I made a few years ago, and so comfy, so comfy. When she finally releases the pattern, I will make sure that I add the link below, but for now I don't think it's available yet because she just had a baby and she's just like chilling and trying to, you know, recalibrate her life now that she has a small human to take care of. So good on you, Gracie. This pattern is going to be a total hit once it's released. Love you. The last happy accident is something that I've made finally made after having this fabric for ages. I got this fabric from the Salvage Society de-stash thing like, I don't know, a year ago? When I first saw it, I just had in my mind that it needed to be a skirt, and then I finally made it into a skirt one day and it just worked so well. I only had maybe a meter of fabric or thereabouts, I can't remember, but it was a super minimal amount of fabric. I made it without putting it on YouTube or Instagram or anything. It was really nice just to have a project that I could do without the pressure of recording it. It is a midi length skirt with a lovely generous vent at the back, center back seam. I added this giant waistband. I basically hacked this from another pattern, and I added this really high waistband because I have a long torso, and so I need to really define my waist and like shorten my upper torso so that I look kind of more balanced. And that's one thing that I love about having this wide waistband. It helps me to do that. And I wear this quite a lot, and I've worn it in casual settings and in quite formal settings, and I think the silhouette just really makes it a very versatile piece, and I'm so glad that I get to wear something so fun but still look like polished and put together. So those are my happy accidents. Those are the things that get a lot of wear that I made that I may or may not have shared with you on YouTube. I think I called that the happy accidents, but I think that category was actually meant to be called the practical wins. They were wins for my wardrobe and for me generally, either technically or just because it's nice to have that kind of garment in my wardrobe. I can't remember if this was something that I made in 2024 or the year before. I think I made it early 2024. Two things that both live on this coat hanger that never get worn. It's this green top that I flipped from a dress that I did make a video about, and then the other thing is this little shirt that I made from some leftover fabric, something I made for my sister, and I added this green rickrack to it, and I thought that it was going to be a cute little shirt to wear like over my cozy when I went to the beach, and I've worn it I think maybe like once to yoga over my yoga gear, and it's cute and I like the concept, but I just don't really wear it that much. I thought that I might wear it over the top of like a dress or something. It's a bit of a fail, but hey, it was fun to make. I also learned that I think that I look better with things that have collars rather than without collars. Yeah, I continue to make things that don't have collars. Anyway, that was a bit of a fail. Another fail, which you would all know about, that I was honestly embarrassed to share back when I first made this, and that's my curtain. I did take it down from the door that it was on because it doesn't do a very good job of blocking out the light, and there was a night when it was really bright outside, or maybe my husband was in the other room and he had the light on, and yeah. I've realised that I need a dark room to sleep in because I'm sensitive to light. Anyway, this is a bit of a fail, but I do have a plan for it, and I'm excited to get to that. And just know that all of this work is not going to waste. And even though I kind of messed this up and it was a bit of a fail, I did learn a lot about this projecting method of putting patchwork stuff together, and I really enjoyed that, and I'm going to apply this technique in something I'm going to make very, very soon. And so it wasn't a total fail. I did learn a lot from this, and I'm trying to make sure that I look at things that I have done and not feel too ashamed that I didn't get it right, and just appreciate the lessons that I learned along the way. The first one, obviously, the technique, and then the second one is that I dyed this fabric and I had a really fun time dyeing stuff, and doing this process of dyeing just made me see other fabrics in a different light, where I might be able to transform more stuff through dye than not. The other project that I think of as a little small fail, not a total fail, it wasn't that bad, but I was very disappointed that it didn't turn out more the way that I had envisioned, and that's this pair of trousers, which are the Terra pants. It's a pattern by Pattern Fantastique, and this project just caused me so much angst and so much pain and a fair amount of confusion, and I think I've worn these once and I just don't really ever feel like wearing them again. I have thought about turning them into shorts, but I'm just not sure if I would even wear them as shorts. But I think what I did learn is that I should trust my gut on things. I pushed myself to use this pattern so that I could make a video for YouTube, and I shouldn't have done that. I should have thought more and spent a little bit more time planning and executing this project without the stress of YouTube, or I should have just made a draft like you all suggest that I do all the time, and that I hardly ever. So I may or may not turn these into shorts. I'm just not sure. I think I need to fix the fly because that's the part that bothers me the most, and that is very much front and center, and it irks me the way that I finished that off in a not very neat fashion. So stay tuned. I may or may not update these. That kind of wraps up the fails, the things that I learned. I learned a lot about choosing the right fabric and pattern. I learned a lot about choosing the right silhouette for my body, and I learned a lot about not putting too much pressure on myself to just make stuff for YouTube, because that's what I've decided that I need to do with my spare time. Okay, next category. Okay, the next category of project that I'm going to share with you is things that really built my confidence in 2024 in terms of sewing. And I'm going to share 3 things. There's so many things. All of the things that I make, either that I share on YouTube or that I don't, they all build my confidence in some sort of way. And I would say that if you're starting out sewing, or if you're feeling like you're very beginner in your skills, or you're feeling like you're at that like experienced beginner and you want to level up, you want to continue to push yourself, then I would just say keep making lots of stuff. Having this YouTube channel makes me make stuff that I wouldn't otherwise make, or I would think about it and I would procrastinate it for too long, such that I would never actually get anything done. And so I think my advice is, if you want to improve your sewing skills, or whatever skill that you're trying to develop, just keep doing lots of stuff. Okay, let's actually talk about projects. This skirt is something that I made from my husband's old pair of jeans, and it taught me a lot about sewing with denim. I decided to try and let myself just be like loose with it and try and take it easy and follow the vision that I had in my head in order to achieve what I needed to achieve. I think I did a pretty good job. I've only worn this skirt a handful of times, and that is because I want to change out this front section, which is just like a bit too short to be appropriate to wear like in everyday life, and I don't really get that many occasions to wear it otherwise, because, you know, I'm in my mid-30s, I don't really go out a lot. I like to stay home and just like be in my own company. So this taught me a lot about self-drafting and about just kind of following my own thoughts. And yes, I've been sitting on the fix-it pile and I may actually get to it soon. That was confidence builder number 1. Confidence builder number 2 is this dress. Please excuse, nothing is ironed. These things have just been washed and I need to iron them. This one is something that I'm super proud of, and it really boosted my confidence in terms of, again, realizing a vision that I had in my head. The day that I bought this fabric, I hadn't planned on buying it. I walked past it in the shop at Spotlight and I thought, oh, I had this vision in my head. I was like, it needs to be a gingham dress, it needs to be a wrap dress, and I need to incorporate the 2 sizes of the gingham into the one thing, and I think it will look really cool. And I just stuck to my vision, I executed the vision, and I was really, really, really happy with this. And I love wearing this. It takes a long time to iron. It's the only downside, but I love it. I really, really, really love it. And obviously the next confidence builder project was my graduation dress that a lot of you would have seen. It was a video that I did not expect to blow up quite the way that it did. And so not only did this project boost my confidence in terms of sewing, it boosted my confidence in terms of making me feel like I belong here on YouTube, sharing my ideas and my visions with you. And it also scared the absolute bejesus out of me just how many people have seen this video. After that video kind of blew up, I got a bit shell-shocked and I was really worried about continuing to make and share stuff on YouTube. It really scared me because I was really worried that what happens if the future projects that I share don't have the same reception, or if people aren't as interested in those as they have been in this. And it took me a few months to sort of get over that, and I just had to make myself keep making and sharing. And so that was crazy. I would say if you're trying to go viral or something, if you're trying to go viral, it's probably not going to happen. It's really just, it was totally unexpected. And I really thank you all for the reception that you gave me for that video. And if you found me from that video and you're still here, thank you so much. It really, really, really does mean a lot. And I know that every single YouTuber or creator will say that, but it really does. Just to see all of your comments and all of your encouragement, it's really fantastic. Unfortunately, I don't get to wear this that much. I think I need to maybe take up the hem just a little bit so I can wear it with some flatter shoes. Currently, it's so long that I do need to wear high heels with it, or like high-heeled boots. It's summertime at the moment in Australia, so I'm not going to get much wear out of a long sleeve dress, but I'm hoping that when winter rolls around, I'll be able to get a little bit more wear out of it. And I just had a thought that I could wear this with this as like a little jacket over the top, and I think that would look really cute, don't you think? Hee. How fun. Anyway, super proud of this dress, and honestly, the video that I made about this dress changed my life. Absolutely changed my life. Next! Okay, we're getting to the tail end of what I wanted to share today, and the next category is some things that are not necessarily on hand right now. The next category, what I was going to say, is called the technical leveling up category, and that's where I made some stuff and I massively improved some of my skills, my technical abilities, and I learned some new stuff, and I'm really proud of myself for doing that, because it can be extremely scary and daunting to start a new skill and realize that you're not the best at it and then continue to work on it. The first one that I'll talk about is my quilted jacket. That was probably the favorite thing that I made last year. I spent a long time figuring it out. I spent a long time thinking about it before I even made it, as you would know if you've seen a video. It was my first time quilting anything. Actually, it's my second time quilting stuff. It was my first time quilting a garment, and I learned a lot about doing that whole process, and I was really proud of myself that I managed to learn that new skill and execute it. That jacket has been worn by me so many times. In fact, I might actually go get my phone and I'll tell you how many times I've worn it in the last year. One sec. Ah, it's in the bedroom. It was here this whole time. Last year when I organised my wardrobe, I also downloaded the A Closet app, which looks like this, and it is a way to log all of the things in your wardrobe and then keep track of the things that you wear. I always forget what I wear from a day-to-day perspective, and I'm always petrified that I'm going to wear like the same outfit within the week and go to work and people will be like, hey, didn't you wear that on Monday? So what I do is I keep track of my outfits that I wear, which is great. It's a great thing to plan. Sometimes I'm in the mood to plan a lot of outfits, and so I just go in here and I plan my outfits for the week, and that way it's very handy when I'm getting up and I'm getting ready for work. I don't have to think about what to wear. Past Steph has already done that. The other benefit is that for all of the things that you have in your closet, it keeps track of how many times you've worn them. And so you can see that my most worn item, that is actually not a pair of shoes from the last year, is my quilted jacket. I wore it 43 times. And considering I only made it halfway through the year, that is at least twice a week. So, hey, cool, good on me. Another project that I made at the end of the year, which I didn't share on YouTube and nor did I record any of it, is a dress that I made using the same pattern as the navy top, as this one, because this is actually a dress pattern. So I made the full length dress, well, it's actually a midi length dress, and I just think that I did a really good job of fitting it really well. It's a birder pattern, so technically you're meant to add seam allowance to it, but after the experience of making this shirt and it being like a little bit too big, I took my mum's advice and I just cut it out along the lines without any seam allowance, and it turned out really, I think, quite beautifully. And I think that that's a nice segue into my technical leveling up. Also comes down to YouTube, where I made, according to my stats, I managed to put out 25 videos last year, which is almost a video every fortnight, which was my original upload schedule all those years ago. I used to do one video every 2 weeks. Since the end of the year, I have had a bit of a rough time. There have been a couple of deaths around which have really rocked me quite emotionally, especially a week ago my pop died, which was very unexpected. He was quite old, but he was very healthy, and I don't think any of us really thought that we would have to say goodbye anytime soon. So that was very sad, and I think that what that has done for me is really make me appreciate it, and it's really made me appreciate my family, and it's made me reflect on the time that I spend doing stuff, and I want to be able to make time for the people that I love, my family and my friends, and unfortunately that means that YouTube takes a backseat sometimes, and I'm going to make absolutely no apology for that. I think that my technical abilities in sewing have improved, my video making abilities have also improved, but my own standards for myself have increased as well, and so sometimes I get a little bit scared to make a video because I'm worried about how it's going to be received. I also procrastinate the editing process because sometimes these things are just really complicated, and I wish that I would make them less complicated. Hopefully that gives you a little bit of context for what's been going on lately and why my videos are a little bit, probably a little later to be published than I would have hoped. Finally, to end on, I want to share some projects that just make me smile every time I see them. The first one is my my tablecloth top that I'm just so proud of, because I had a vision, it came to life, took me a while to get there, considering how long I had actually owned this tablecloth for, but I'm so proud of myself that I managed to realize the vision that I had. And I taught myself a little bit about pattern manipulation and pattern making along the way, to do with adjusting the different parts of the bodice pattern that I used for this project and creating my own bust art, which I'm very, very proud of. It makes me smile every time I see it. I do need to fix the fastening at the back because I put it in a really dumb spot. So it's on the fix-it path now, but very, very fun and makes me smile a lot whenever I see it. Another pure joy project is the outdoor cushion covers that I made. They're obviously still outside on the balcony. I go out on the balcony pretty much every morning and I meditate out there for at least 5 minutes before I start my day, and every time I go outside and I go onto the balcony and I sit on those chairs, I have the biggest smile on my face because I made those just off the top of my head, and they look really cool and they're just bright and colourful and they make me smile. And finally, the last thing that makes me smile is the lamp. This lamp that's right here that I fixed for my husband. Proud of myself for having finally refurbished this lamp. Some people had opinions about putting paint over polish. I don't give a fuck what you think. I think it looks really cool, and my husband really loves it. His old lamp was just really bad, so anything would have been an improvement, but the fact that I actually finally got off my ass and finished that project, I'm very proud of myself for doing that. It makes me very happy now because we have kind of matching lamps on our bedside tables, and it gives a little bit more cohesion to our bedroom, which is frankly a bit of a mess, but I'm in the process of revamping it. So that's just a small recap of some of the things that I made in 2024. I feel like if I did literally everything, it would take me too long to find and remember all the things that I made, and it would just be a really cumbersome and long video to watch, which I don't want to inflict on you guys. I think it's more important to share the things that taught me a lot, especially in terms of technical ability, but I think it's also fun to share some stuff that you might not have seen, and I think that I'm sharing those things because I want to encourage everyone to make sure that they take time to do what nourishes themselves for themselves. And if you feel like you have a lot of demands on you, or if you're a creator as well and you're constantly just making stuff for the reason of sharing it with other people, I want to just encourage you to take some time and do some stuff for yourself as well, rather than other people around you. Whether you run a business or you're a pattern maker or you're a YouTuber or something like that, just like, yeah, take time to do what makes you you and makes you happy. If I made literally everything into a YouTube video, it would lose its joy pretty quickly, so I don't really want to end up in that sort of state. This year I have so many ideas and plans to share with you, so I really hope that you'll stick around to see what they are.